Battle Through the Heavens, Grand World. Chapter 253 Planning. Zhu Kun looked at the black-robed young man in front of him, his eyes couldn't help but exclaim. When he saw the young man nod his head lightly, even with Zhu Kun's composure, he couldn't help but exclaim. When he first arrived in the Great World, he did not have a strong feeling about the 3 tasks that Xiao Yan had accepted. But now, he finally understood how abnormal the holy rank trial had reached. Just a few numbers, but to gather so many monarch crystals, even an emperor wouldn't be able to achieve it, let alone a fighting monarch that had just arrived in the Great World. As for obtaining the highest honor of a prefecture and collecting 5 middle-rank heavenly beasts, it was even more of a fantasy to him. Even a monarch emperor would have to put in a lot of effort to complete these 2 points. You bastard, how did you do it? That Mu Yuyang spent 12 years to complete the holy rank trial and created the Yunluo Academy's record. I never thought that you would break it in less than 100 years. Looking at Xiao Yan, Zhu Kun could only let out a long sigh. After a long time, he finally said, that bastard Guyuan found a good son-in-law. Mu Yuyang. When Xiao Yan heard this name, his expression changed. When he had just received the holy rank trial mission, Elder Fang had told him that if he could return in about 10 years, he might be able to meet this guy. According to what Luo Xing had said, Mu Yuyang hadn't shown himself since he killed a monarch emperor 3 years ago in Capital of Chaos. Could it be that he had already left the Yunluo Academy? Ignoring Zhu Kun's teasing, Xiao Yan looked at the former and said in a deep voice, Mu Yuyang, are you still in the academy? I don't know about that. Although he has become an inner circle disciple, Mu Yuyang is an elite disciple in the realm in Valley. His status is even more respected than ordinary elders. Naturally, his whereabouts are not something we can grasp. Zhu Kun curled his lips and said helplessly. Realm in Valley. There are really a lot of good places in Yunluo Academy. Xiao Yan was slightly stunned when he heard this new term, and then he laughed lightly. Zhu Kun smiled when he heard this, and looked at the students who were looking up at each other not far away. He said in a deep voice, let's leave this place first. This is the territory of Silver Moon Group. If you kill Luo Chong, you will be discovered by the people of Silver Moon Group. There will be a conflict. Xiao Yan nodded his head. The Silver Moon Group was ranked in the top 50 of the chaotic crowd. It was because of this that Xiao Yan was able to gain the upper hand. He wasn't someone with Luo Chong's strength. Silver Moon Group's headquarters. At this moment, in the main hall, the sect master of the Silver Moon Group, Luo Jun, was sitting on the main seat with a smile on his face. Below him was a dignified middle-aged man wearing a gray robe. There was a hint of dust on his face. Brother Zhao, thank you for coming all the way here. I'll do it first as a sign of respect. Luo Jun raised his wine glass and said politely to the middle-aged man, then drank it all in one gulp. The middle-aged man was Zhao Qingshan, who had just arrived from the Myriad Spirit City. He laughed out loud and drank the wine in his glass as well. He said in a deep voice, Sect Master Luo, you are too polite. The Silver Moon Group is considered to be very famous among the chaotic crowd. It is my great honor to be able to contribute to the Silver Moon Group. Thank you for your help, Brother Zhao. I have a younger brother named Luo Chong. Brother Zhao should have heard of him. Luo Jun didn't stand on ceremony and looked at Zhao Qingshan with a smile. Zhao Qingshan smiled and said, I heard that someone told me that a few months ago, the Yunluo Academy's Azure Dragon Lin Dao came out to train. Luo Chong was envious of Lin Dao's ranking on the Yunluo ranking. He wanted to challenge him. Both of his arms were shattered by Lin Dao's palm, and he disdained to kill him. Fang Kai was lucky enough to survive, but of course. These are all rumors in the market, of course I won't believe them. After hearing Zhao Qingshan's words, the expressions of the rest of the upper echelons of Silver Moon Group turned cold. What kind of words were these? They were totally touching the Black Silver Moon Group. Luo Jun laughed out loud after hearing what Zhao Qingshan said. That's the truth. After that Lin Dao raged, even I didn't want to fight him. Luo Chong is overestimating himself. He went forward to provoke him. It's lucky that he managed to survive. Zhao Qingshan took a sip of wine and nodded with a smile. In his heart, he was amazed by Lin Dao's strength. Although Luo Jun's strength hadn't reached the Emperor cultivation yet, he was still amazed by Lin Dao's strength. As for Lin Dao, He had come out to train in order to find an opportunity to break through to the monarch emperor, but he was at the level of an emperor. This had already caused Luo Jun to be afraid of this monstrous genius of the Yunluo Academy. He was truly terrifying. Although Luo Chong managed to save his life, both of his arms have been crippled. Although there are many powerful alchemists in the capital of chaos, all of them have ulterior motives. I wouldn't dare to invite them out recklessly. Therefore, I have no choice but to risk my life and ask Master Zhao to help me. After saying that, Luo Jun cupped his fists and said in a deep voice. Sect Master Luo is too polite. It is my honor to be chosen by Sect Master Luo. Even though Zhao Qingshan was an imperial alchemist, he did not dare to offend Luo Jun. He immediately returned the salute. Actually, inviting Master Zhao here this time is not only because of Luo Chong's injuries. After pondering for a moment, Luo Jun suddenly said softly. At the same time, his sharp gaze shot towards Zhao Qingshan, causing him to frown slightly. What? Zhao Qingshan remained calm and said in a deep voice. He had already expected that this trip would not be just to treat Luo Chong's arms. I heard from the spies in the Yunluo Academy that the number one genius of the Yunluo, Mu Yuyang, will be coming out in the next few days to complete his graduation mission. Mu Yuyang. Upon hearing this name, Zhao Qingshan's facial expression changed slightly. He looked around and saw the expressions of the higher-ups of the Silver Moon Group. Clearly, this name had given them a lot of pressure. Sect Master Luo is really bold to have designs on Mu Yuyang. Zhao Qingshan sucked in a breath of cold air and said in a deep voice. Even though he was far away in Myriad Spirit City, he had heard a little about Mu Yuyang's deeds. What this guy had done was totally not in line with his current strength. 3 years ago, Mu Yuyang had yet to advance to the monarch emperor. When he came out to train, he had killed a famous monarch emperor-level expert with a single strike, shocking the entire capital of chaos. Now, after 3 years, no one knew what level he had reached. No matter how powerful Mu Yuyang is, he is still only a monarch emperor. With our combined strength and the formation that we set up beforehand, even if he is a proud son of heaven, he won't be able to escape alive. Luo Jun smiled coldly and said in a ferocious tone. That Lin Dao is known as the Azure Dragon, and his combat strength is unparalleled amongst his peers. He's ranked below Mu Yuyang. With the strength of the Silver Moon Group, I'm afraid it's impossible for them to devour Mu Yuyang's bone. Zhao Qingshan gritted his teeth and spoke in a deep voice. Don't worry. Since we are going to kill him, I am naturally prepared. Although he is very powerful, however, he lacks the protection of his soul. Furthermore, in the past, when these fellows came out to train, they would suddenly appear without anyone knowing. After wreaking havoc in a certain place, they would quickly leave, but now, we can grasp Mu Yuyang's whereabouts in detail. Luo Jun said disapprovingly. Besides, Master Zhao should know the price of Mu Yuyang on the Yunluo's ranking. You should know that. 1.5 billion. Zhao Qingshan gritted his teeth when he heard this. In the end, he uttered a number that made his heart palpitate. Yes. Furthermore, 1.5 billion was only one of them. Part of it. The list also states that after killing Mu Yuyang, his weapon will belong to us. Mu Yuyang's weapon. That is a true heavenly weapon. Luo Jun nodded and continued to throw out bait. I believe that with Mu Yuyang's strength, there won't only be one heavenly weapon. When the time comes. Hee. Luo Jun didn't speak another word and only smiled. Why did you find me? Zhao Qingshan was silent for a while. He looked up at Luo Jun and said with an expressionless face. It's very simple. Great Master Zhao's power is far away from Myriad Spirit City, and I don't have any conflicts of interest in the capital of chaos. Besides, Great Master Zhao's soul is extremely powerful, and he has a certain reputation even in the capital of chaos. The benefits of killing Mu Yuyang is enough to tempt all the people in the sect. As for the others, I really don't trust them. More importantly, the genius of Zhao family, Zhao Peng, has a very good relationship with my son, Luo Xing. I really admire this young man. Luo Jun said slowly as he stared at Zhao Qingshan. Zhao Qingshan's expression changed when he heard this. He took a deep breath and forced himself to calm down. He gritted his teeth and said in a deep voice, how confident are you? Luo Jun raised his eyebrows slightly and pondered for a moment. He said slowly, 8 points. 8 points. What a big tone. Okay, then I'll work with you once. After saying that, Zhao Qingshan drank all the wine in the wine cup in front of him in a single breath. He clenched his fist tightly and the wine cup shattered with a loud bang. Luo Jun did not say anything. He also raised his head and drank the wine in one gulp. At the same time, the cup in his hand also shattered and turned into powder. The two of them didn't discuss how to divide the profits. As an old fox, they knew that if the matter failed in the end, saying this now would only be a joke. You have heard of the Yunluo's ranking. Hehe, I don't know when it started, but the experts of the Yunluo Academy are proud of being able to enter the Yunluo's ranking. However, no one has ever been able to shake the position of the top 3. Listening to Zhu Kun's words, Xiao Yan silently nodded his head. The top 3 of the Yunluo's ranking were all people with heaven-defying strength. It was easier said than done for each of them to surpass them. But it's different now. You have returned. As a Saint rank trial participant, I'm sure your ranking on the Yunluo's ranking will not be lower than Lin Dao's. Although you and Mu Yuyang are both Saint rank trial participant, he is much older than you. 3 years ago, he was able to kill a monarch emperor with a single strike. Now, I estimate that he can even fight an emperor cultivation warrior with 2 strikes. In the hearts of the Yunluo Academy's students, Mu Yuyang is already a deified figure. As for that Lin Dao, he is called the Azure Dragon. Although he is also a monstrous genius, compared to Mu Yuyang, he is more like an ordinary person. Zhu Kun pursed his lips. Before he entered the illusory spirit realm, he was fortunate enough to meet Lin Dao once. The latter had a cold expression on his face, like a lone wolf under the remnant blood of the azure sun. A piercingly cold ki filled the sky and earth, but for some reason, Zhu Kun did not have a shred of fear when facing Lin Dao's ki. Thinking about it, this was the courage that the fighting monarch of lower realm had once possessed. From the beginning until the end, he had never seen Mu Yuyang. He was like an ethereal immortal that was out of reach. The reason why Lin Dao is called the Azure Dragon is because of his heavenly weapon, the Imperial Dragon Point Blue Spear. On the Yunluo Academy's weapons ranking, there is a list of the weapons of all the outstanding students from the past until now. There are thousands of them, and the Imperial Dragon Point Blue Spear is ranked 7th. Hi guys, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.